The world often whispers doubts, but sometimes a dream roars louder. It's a primal sound, one that can drown out the critics and awaken the dormant courage within us. For many, that roar is a distant echo, easily ignored, but for some, it becomes an undeniable call, a rhythm that pulsates through their very being. Our story begins in the quiet anonymity of everyday life, in the heart of a bustling city, yet far removed from its glittering lights. There lived a man named David, a man whose hands knew the mundane rhythms of a 9 to 5, whose days blended into a predictable tapestry of routine. He wasn't famous or outwardly extraordinary. He was, in many ways, just like you and me. Yet, deep within him, a seed of a dream lay buried, dormant but not dead. It was the dream of creation, of shaping wood and metal into something beautiful, something with purpose. A craftsman's heart beat beneath his ordinary shirt. But with that dream came a heavy cloak of fear. Fear of failure, of judgment, of the unknown. He saw the polished storefronts of successful artisans, the confident smiles of those who had dared to chase their passion, and a wave of inadequacy would wash over him. His workshop remained in his imagination, his tools gathering dust in a forgotten corner of his mind. He would sketch designs late into the night, intricate patterns for furniture, sculptures that told silent stories. But the fear of stepping out, of exposing his soul through his art, kept them confined to paper. He was a prisoner of his own potential, haunted by the specter of what he could be, yet paralyzed by the fear of becoming. The weight of unspoken dreams pressed down on him, a silent burden that no one else could see. He felt a profound sense of humiliation in his own inaction, a gnawing shame that he was letting his truest self fade into the shadows. One crisp autumn morning, a chance encounter shattered his carefully constructed world of inaction. He found himself walking past an old, dilapidated community center slated for demolition. A flyer, faded and peeling, caught his eye. It was a call for volunteers, for anyone with a skill to contribute to one last project, restoring the center's grand but broken stage before its final curtain call. A stage that, in its prime, had hosted countless local performances, a testament to shared dreams and collective effort. David felt a tremor deep within him. It was a challenge, a public one, and his immediate instinct was to shy away. But something in the faded photograph of the stage, a ghost of its former glory, resonated with his own yearning for revival. He hesitated, then took a small, almost imperceptible step towards the building. That first step was a crack in his armor, a tiny victory against the inertia that had defined his life. He walked through the echoing halls, the dust motes dancing in the shafts of sunlight, and found himself standing before the stage. It was a wreck, splintered wood, tarnished brass, a monument to neglect. Yet through the decay, David saw its potential, its inherent beauty waiting to be uncovered. He saw what it could be. He signed up, his hand trembling slightly as he wrote his name. The initial days were agonizing. David, accustomed to solitude, found himself among a diverse group of volunteers, each with their own skills and personalities. His natural shyness was a barrier. He felt awkward, his contributions small and hesitant. He doubted his abilities, comparing his simple woodworking skills to the more experienced carpenters, the confident painters. The fear gnawed at him, whispering familiar doubts. You're not good enough. You don't belong here. You'll only mess it up. But then he would look at the stage, at the broken pieces, and a different voice would emerge, softer but persistent, the voice of his dream. He started small, repairing a loose banister here, sanding down a rough edge there. With each splinter removed, each piece of wood polished, a flicker of confidence ignited within him. He found himself immersed in the work, the smell of sawdust and varnish becoming a comforting embrace. He began to offer suggestions, tentative at first, then with growing conviction. He saw patterns, solutions, connections that others missed. His hands, once hesitant, moved with purpose and precision. He spent extra hours, long after the other volunteers had left, meticulously piecing together a broken decorative panel, a complex task that required both skill and patience. He discovered a hidden wellspring of determination he never knew existed. His fear didn't vanish entirely, but it no longer dominated him. It became a quiet companion, a shadow rather than a monster. As the stage began to take shape, so did David. The once shy man now spoke with a quiet authority, his suggestions valued, his dedication evident. He led a small team in reconstructing the proscenium arch, a daunting task that required intricate joinery and careful balance. He taught younger volunteers basic woodworking techniques, his explanations clear and encouraging. He found joy in the collaborative effort, in the shared purpose, in the slow, painstaking process of bringing something beautiful back to life. He wasn't just rebuilding a stage, he was rebuilding himself, piece by painstaking piece. His self-worth bloomed, nurtured by accomplishment and the respect he earned from his peers. He looked in the mirror, and the man staring back was different, not just outwardly, but in the quiet strength that shone in his eyes. Finally, the day arrived. The community center, once a ghost of its past, hummed with renewed life. The restored stage gleamed under new lights, a testament to countless hours of dedication and shared dreams. David stood at the back of the bustling hall, watching as people filled the seats, their faces alight with anticipation. He saw his work not just in the polished wood and intricate carvings, but in the smiles of the children who would now perform on this stage, in the hopeful faces of the community members. He wasn't seeking applause or recognition. His victory was internal. It was the quiet pride of a dream realized, the profound satisfaction of having overcome his fears, of having used his hands and his heart to create something enduring. His financial status hadn't changed, but his internal landscape had been utterly transformed. He was at peace, confident, and deeply content. So, what is your stage? What broken dream lies dormant within you, waiting for your hands to bring it back to life? Don't let the whispers of fear drown out the roar of your potential. Take that first small step, for the dream within you is always bigger, always more powerful than any fear that tries to hold you back. Step into your story, for the world is waiting to see what you will build. If this story touched your heart, subscribe to MindBridge Tales. Every story here is a lesson. Every lesson is a step toward a better life. God bless you.